Hi everyone, I'm Drushnik, and welcome to this little video showing my experiences and the announcements at PDXCON 2018. Are you thinking of going next year, or you could not make it this year, or maybe you have never gone to any PDXCON or GamesCon at all, and you're wondering if it's worth it, what you can expect, and maybe considering going next year, then please sit back and enjoy, because I will show you how it was. Now, almost all the talks during PDXCON 2018 have been recorded and will be uploaded on Paradox's own channel over the next couple of weeks or months. So if there's anything that strikes your fancy about any of their games, go check out their own channel and look at the talks, because they have been really, really amazing. I will show in the timestamps right here what I'll be covering and when. So if you have a favorite game you would like to go to and skip the others, you can see in the timestamp where to go to. I'll be covering all the announcements of the games that they made during PDXCON, so if you want to see them all, then just sit back and enjoy. The big announcement that was made during this PDXCON was Imperator Rome. Maybe a spiritual successor to Europa Universalis Rome, also called Rome 1, and this game is by some viewed as Rome 2. Imperator Rome has the largest and most detailed map Paradox has ever made, according to their own announcement. It focuses on characters, it focuses on diverse populations, you have a choice of battle tactics, but are bound by culturally appropriate military traditions. You can have different government types, there's a trade system, you can improve your provinces, so you can be building. Basically, all you need from a true Paradox game is supposed to be in this installment. And I've seen some of the screenshots. You can look at them in the link underneath this video. They look amazing. The map is indeed gigantic. This game is set for an early 2019 release, so I think you can look out for more information on this game very, very soon. The second game that was announced was Age of Wonders Planetfall by Triumph Studios. They had a very gripping trailer. And what you're going to do in this game is explore the remnants of the Star Union, while keeping intact the core principles of Age of Wonders. Now, this game has been 3 years into development, and Triumph has been newly part of Paradox. It's a Dutch studio with very, very friendly people, so if you are into Age of Wonders, or if you like their trailer, which I'll link to their site below, then definitely check out this game. It will be out in 2019, but they have not announced which quarter yet. Now onto the smaller DLCs that were announced. First off, for Crusader Kings 2, there's a new DLC coming called Holy Fury, which includes more religion. You can reform your pagan religion instead of converting to, for example, Catholicism, and you can join pagan warrior lodges that allow you to raid. You can canonize pious Catholics, which will bring more glory to their descendants. There will be coronations for new kings, so you'll have to find some clergy that will actually crown you. There will be deeper gameplay for crusades, new succession laws in pagan religions, and make that actually what it does, I think, is make it more interesting to stay pagan for longer. Usually when I play CK2, I feel this pressure to convert to Catholicism because before you know it, you're not doing very well with the Pope. But with this new focus, with these new options, it might be interesting to be a pagan for much, much longer. What else they have is Legendary Bloodlines, random worlds, and fictional Europe map starts. So that could make for very, very interesting game starts, completely new to Crusader Kings, and I'm very excited to see how that will turn out. Now, this DLC will be out later this year in 2018. Then on to Europa Universalis 4, which will be coming out with a DLC called Dharma. there was a presentation by its game director, DDR Jake, who could potentially be the funniest game director I've ever seen. If you are an EU4 player, you will not want to miss his talk on Sunday. So definitely go check it out on the Paradox channel once they have uploaded that video. Dharma will focus on India. It will give new government customization options, new policies, changes to the estate system, and there will be war elephants. And this DLC is also coming out later this year, just like the CK2 one. Then Hearts of Iron 4, which will be covering a DLC called Man the Guns, which will focus on naval warfare, ship design, and everybody in the audience. I'm not a Hoi 4 player, so I've never played the game, but I've seen how many people are big, loyal fans of the game, so that tells me a lot. But everybody in the crowd went wild when the developers mentioned fuel. So if you are a Hoi player, I highly recommend you follow the news on this new DLC, which still has an unknown release date. Going on to Surviving Mars, which will have its third major patch called Curiosity. It will include very differently shaped domes than we've been used to until now. They are more angular, they are small and very tiny domes. Some do not have a spire, so that's also very interesting. And I've had some playtime with this patch during the conference. And there are these small triangular domes, and because they are triangular, you can put them next to each other very, very efficiently, much more efficiently than those round domes. So this might have a large effect on your colony planning. I'm not sure when this patch will be coming out, but I imagine it will be soon. Moving on to Stellaris, which will have a story pack called Distant Stars, which will have 50% more anomalies than we've seen thus far, and an easier way to track them. Yay! Very, very excited about that. There will be a new L cluster that you can explore that will be further off from the stars that you know now. New Leviathans, 3 to be exact, 2 that are similar to what we've seen before, and 1 with a completely new mechanic. So that's scary. This story pack is out May 22nd. So yeah, that is, as when I'm recording this, that is tomorrow. So that's really cool. And the other thing that I heard for Stellaris is that we have space unicorns coming. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. Moving on to City Skylines. There is a new DLC coming out called Parklife, which features theme and nature parks, lots of customization options, 3 new city policies, and 8 new park policies. Placeable buildings next to paths instead of roads, which will help you in your creation of your parks, your theme parks, your nature parks. I've seen it in action. It looks really, really promising. Parklife is out May 24th, so that is really soon as well. Then the other large announcement that was made during ParadoxCon was the creation of board games for Crusader Kings 2, which is a Kickstarter campaign. Link down in the description below. If you like it, if you love CK2, if you think it looks good, support it. Another board game for EU4, one for Hearts of Iron 4, and a board game for City Skylines, including really big 3-dimensional cardboard buildings that they look amazing. I've seen them, they look really, really good. So if you are a board game fanatic, just wait and enjoy what will be coming out from Paradox, hopefully soon. There were also some other things that happened during ParadoxCon. For example, they screened the first episode of Season 2 of the Stellaris YouTuber Wars, and they had on stage Alex the Rambler, Gaming FTL, Aspec, and Lionheart. Now, if you have not seen Season 1 and you like Stellaris, go watch Season 1. It's amazing. The first episode of Season 2 was hilarious. It was so good. There's also a link down in the description below. New episodes in this series will come out every Saturday for, I believe, the next 5 weeks. And seriously, if you like Stellaris, you should not miss this. Another part of PDXCON is the merchandise. They sell a lot of awesome things during PDXCON, some of which you can't pick up in the online store, as I understood. So, one of the big sellers was a Blorg body pillow, which it looked amazing. I didn't get it, but if you like body pillows, you know, that's just the way to go. And lots of shirts, t-shirts. One of them had the horse, the CK2 horse with a crown. Well, you know, just generally very good stuff. On to the last part of this video, where I want to cover, briefly the general ambiance of PDXCON, in case you're not sure whether you should go next year, you don't know if you're going to have fun. Well, let me tell you, you will have fun, because the Paradox community is awesome. These gamers are very friendly. There's a huge loyal following of Paradox, and they have a following for a reason. The Paradox staff has been very accessible during the whole event. They're very friendly, eager to help, and absolutely hilarious. Each and every one of them. They were so good. One of the people I liked very much, who was on stage and actually had a brief talk about plots and emergent storytelling, was Henrik, and I probably am not going to pronounce his last name very well, but Ferreus? I don't know. What I loved so much is he basically came on and he said, if you put The Sims and Game of Thrones together, you'll get Crusader Kings 2. And only that equation explained to me why I love Crusader Kings 2 so much, because I like The Sims and I like Game of Thrones, and yeah. He also talked about how to give players choices and agency while not being completely freeform as a game, and basically trying to get a player's imagination to just run wild and see the possibilities that these games offer, while still giving little storylets and giving little stories that develop over time and further mature in the player's head. And it was so good. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, if you are a writer, go check out his talk. It was really good. Now, the other thing that I noticed is that, Paradox is not afraid to do things a little bit differently, even though it is visible that, they've grown a lot recently, and it is visible that they are looking for what works and what does not work, which is totally understandable. One of the examples that I thought was very cool was the award ceremony at the end, and they had a lot of awards for the modding community that, is pretty large for Paradox games. And that is just such a nice way to give explicit recognition to your own gamer community, and also to people who spend hours and hours trying to add something to a game that you made and you love and that they love playing. And it's just so nice to have that recognition. I really appreciated that. Last but not least is Paradox knows how to party. We had a karaoke party on Saturday night, and the Paradox staff, I don't know what it is about karaoke, but they love it, and they sure know how to build a really big party with an awesome karaoke master. So if you are not sure whether to go next year, I say please go. It will be awesome. You won't regret it. Stockholm is beautiful. It's amazing. Good food, good people, very friendly, and no hesitation. Go next year. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and please feel free to leave a comment below if you have been there, or if you haven't but are thinking about going next year. If you have other questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. Thank you for watching.